Let's find out what happens, as this game will determine our first entrant into the upper bracket final. On the Radiant side, one thing that is going to be annoying, I suppose, for Bammysoy and the gang is at any given time, bro, you always have to be just watching bottom. Damn wolves all the time. It's going to be sieging that part of the map. I suppose Mobe is best positioned to just counter pressure as much as possible later, but I've seen many games where Kasane has won for his team pretty much by just abusing the enemy safe lane before the enemy team can respond.
No, and he's a monster. It even goes down to just your positioning. If you get too far up the lane, he will body block you all the way back to the tower. You'll just get beat into by immersion on the Phoenix, and then maybe that's enough damage. Maybe you just die. It's not very fun to play against, as well as Husky being forced to slot into this Pos 5 Tusk versus the 4 Phoenix. It's just going to be difficult. It's where you're going to have to keep an eye on those Fire Spirits, especially the CD, constantly, because if Fire Spirits are up, the Tusk can't make a tag team play. You can't get a good trade going for you. It's where, honestly, most of the trading is going to be coming in from Samson, just finding good dead shot plays. Everything else, though, is just going to be Kasane getting a pretty free lane.
Well, the game starts even better for TSM as they do accrue 3 bounties for themselves. Always feels nice and good. And here we go. So it begins. You just told about it. The body blocks, man. Samson gonna be forced behind the tier 1 tower at half HP. Has to be fed a tango very early on. Kinda sucks for Husky.
Yeah, it's where Husky's going to constantly have to pump himself regen, just because that's the way the lane goes. It's the way that he's just going to have to play this Tusk. I don't know how many trips he's going to be able to make through that twin gate in the earlier game, but hopefully he's going to have some effect elsewhere. But mid lane is the boring lane. If Mobe can, he's going to try to shut out Bryle as much as possible, but at the same time, Bryle was a dominator yesterday. Today, a little bit of a slower style with the ES, but again, a hero that typically it's impossible to lose his lanes on, but we'll see.
You're at this point 0-2 on that prediction,
I know,
my friend.
dude. I'm doubling down. I'm tripling down.
Triple down, man. Alright, I like it. I like it. Top lane, Whitemon playing the Venge that he spent a lot of this year practicing. This lane does get a little bit scary, mostly for Blink though. Like Moo, he's gotten level 2. Once you hit level 3, you should just never die as DK anymore.
You know, then it's all about you just getting caught, not sending yourself resources out of the lane. Especially once raindrops come up here, then you don't have that much damage coming in from the missile. Also, Whiteman loses control of his large camp extremely early. If they could get a kill, that'd be perfect. But the large camp's going. It's a pretty big mistake. It's something that we haven't seen very much in the past day, where always the 5 position's able to fight over that sentry and the crystals. But instead, free pull, who gets to get the wave all the way up forward. Small camp is going to get stacked, but until then, Moo's got a great lane so far.
Things panning out much better than expected. Down bottom, a little bit of aggression onto immersion, but they do not manage to find a way to actually kill him. But so far, everybody's being very polite to one another. Just trading farm. Some aggression happening here and there, but people feel like they're just saying hello. So nothing really bombastic happening just yet. Which is a big change up because the last couple of games that we've had have just been really chaotic in the earlier portion of things.
Yeah, I think in large part it comes from just underestimating how strong a lot of these heroes can be at level 2. Like yesterday, Immersion gets level 2 on Phoenix, and then suddenly an Icarus dive is just all you need to lead to a kill. But everybody's being a little bit more patient. This is a bad play though, and yeah, Husky, he knows. As soon as those Fire Spirits come out, he has to be a little bit more chill. The good part though is that Tag Team is a much lower cooldown than level 1 Fire Spirits, but these trades are happening everywhere. Good decrep though, can hit the bug, isn't going to be in too much danger, but now Moo's the one caught down in the exchange. Needs to now be a little bit chill, needs to wait for that flag bearer and to sit under his tower, tango up. Not very nice.
Did you call Tusk, did you tell the Tusk to chill because the IC base hero? I see.
I know.
I get it. The one lane though that unfortunately we do have to pay a little bit of attention to. The boring ass mid lane. Nothing's happening except for Mobe kind of dominating in the CS department. What kind of build up are we anticipating from this Timbersaw for this game? What do they need to do to accomplish victory?
Well, honestly, I would love if he goes for a Yule Scepter, just so that way he has a little bit more disable to put out into the team. But up until that point, Mobe's probably just going to do what every Timbersaw does. I'm surprised he's going for the Bracer buildup instead, but he knows that he's just going to be clicking in this lane, so it makes a little bit more sense. Hopefully he doesn't buy a Soul Ring. I kind of hate that item. It's just where Arcane Boots are just so much more value and they actually build into other items. As well with Bottle, you can actually make rotations, but in the meantime, Brao's level 5 already. Of course, Mobe's right there next to him after he farms up these creeps, but this is the smoothest early game we've seen Earth Spirit have so far. It feels like every other time he's getting bodied, especially yesterday, but as soon as Brao hits level 6, you know he's going to immediately try to get out onto those lanes, just use his Magnetize as soon as he gets it.
That is the one contrast in their playstyles. Brao highly incentivized to make those moves. Mobe going to be incentivized to stick around and put pressure on the tower at the same time as the Earth Spirit makes those maneuvers. We'll see how quickly Brawl can move up, and both sides of the map, a little bit of aggression, but doesn't seem like it's going to be enough for anybody to actually get a kill. Husky does eat a lot of Fire Spirits and a couple of right clicks from Kasane, but not enough to actually threaten him. And we are 5 minutes without a kill in NA Dota? What? This is atypical.
I know that the heroes are just too tanky. Nobody can die. Everybody's playing too defensive. This isn't the region, guys. We need to feed a little bit more here. But I think a large part of it is just how well answered both of the lanes. Honestly, every lane has been answered in the draft. Tusk can't be aggressive because Phoenix answers him. In the top lane, the Venge Weaver can't be aggressive because Decrep answers them. The Pugna's their solution there. So it ends up being a draw across the board. Even though you do see some of the cores starting to pull away, especially Mu and Mobe. You just have those very strong early game strength heroes, so got a little bit more damage, base damage to play around with. But that's where Bryle is still the one to open up this game for TSM. As soon as he wants to, he can start to get aggressive. I think he's sticking around the mid lane just to make sure that the cart dies, but
he might actually die here. Mobe just heads up solos him. Mobe got the level 6 before Bryle did. Uses it to aggress onto him with the Chakram, with the Timber Chain. Brings him down. Bro, he was literally 3 experience away from having level 6. If he has that level, maybe he survives here, but he doesn't. So Mobe gets the most value first blood of all time.
Yeah, and then Bryle, being a nice guy, tells Whiteman, maybe you're going to be too late to save me, but get all that XP in the mid wave, ends up sapping like 7 or 8 creeps underneath the tower, and the cart does die, but I think Bryle just getting in his own head a little bit. No, Mobe does lose his freshly placed ward in the nighttime there, but at the same time, that's exactly what you want. Put pressure, force Bryle to buy his own regen. He just got his bottle refilled, and with that death, he does get his first earn charge of the game. But he'd love to leave the mid lane right now. He's probably just going to nuke it out. He's got level 3 up in the Boulder Smash, so he can very successfully nuke out that wave. But he wants to get smoked out of mid. He wants to sync up with the support and make some plays happen here. While Immersion, he's going to get robbed. Oh, it's early. Oh, he clicked him out, though.
Husky still out-clicked him. Husky TP's out as well. While on time, everything's Gucci. That's a little bit unfortunate for Immersion. I'm sure he thought after he saw the early snowball, I've got this for sure, but gets outplayed nonetheless. Now that we did see that kill happening in the mid lane, Bryle is indeed level 6. He hasn't decided to make a move just yet. Oh, might see a potential move in the top lane. They're going onto this Pugna here. Blink, though, a little bit too tanky for Whitemon, so they're going to be forced to back off. Whitemon actually gets stunned up by Mu. That's going to invite Tomato to try and run in onto Blink. Nicely done by Mu to throw in the Breathe Fire, diminishing the potential damage output of this Weaver. That's going to end up keeping the Pugna alive. Blink survives with 23 HP, but he lives nonetheless.
No, and look at this. Husky's rotated over. He wanted to get some play going, but instead going to remaneuver on that 8-minute rune. And we'll see who gets lucky. Love the presence in the mid lane. So much better than yesterday. They do guess wrong, though. At least it's not a big rune for Bryle. No haste, no arcane rune. Already had that one. And this rotation will get immediately scouted out. But Samson's got to go. And I think Samson's
matter. He's gonna dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
He didn't retreat in time. But to be fair, he was in a rock and a hard place, right? He sees the Venge encroaching upon from the bottom side of the map. So he sees there's a pincer maneuver. He can't TP out because Venge will cancel it. He can't go anywhere to the north. Brawl's coming in from that direction. I I really empathize with him, man. That was one of those, oh my god, I'm 100% dead, aren't I? There's nothing I can do about this. Feels bad.
You know, it's even funnier that both of their wards bottom scout out to see the writing on the wall, where they see the twin gate, they see the rotation. It's just unfortunate. But first DK push, and immediately Brow wants to punish, and here we go. Magnetize under tower, it's a lot of damage.
Wow, with the magic missile as well. It is a lot of damage, but not enough to kill Mu just yet. They turn around and kill off the Vengeful Spirit. In the meantime, Brow really wants to bring down this DK, but Blink elongates the fight with the life drain. Ultimately, though, they will still end up tumbling, both of them. Mobe coming in, looking for the cleanup. A lot of these heroes on TSM have fallen low, but all by his lonesome, he can't clean them up. So they should be able to escape. Bryle, very nice kickback onto Mobe, making sure he can't close the gap onto the bounty rune. So they make sure they stop the first DK push. They get a kill onto said DK, and they don't lose anybody important in the process. Things looking very good right now for TSM.
Yeah, just a very nice read on their part. They know exactly what Mu's gonna do. They don't waste any time. As soon as he commits that dragon for him, they immediately punish him, kick him under tower, and you're not level 6 on Pugden yet. If Blink had that life strain, maybe you can keep him alive a little bit longer to output that damage. But just a situation where even though the Pugna's sapping so much in the lane, it doesn't matter. The read is too good. It's too quick from TSM. In the meantime, Kasane gets the bottom tower, finishes off that Helm Dom, and this is the pressure that Kasane Lycan adds to the team. As soon as you make a missed play, you lose 3 heroes top. Kasane's not blinking. He's doing his own thing. The rest of the team typically needs to come to him because, well, he's got the creeps. You're always going to want to come to your summon carry. And he's just going to farm up a Storm. He's going to farm both Ancients until it's Weaver time. That's a lot of damage traded out, but at the same time, there's a Lycan threatening his wolf form here. Bryle wants to catch anyone.
Misses the roll though, so the catch will not succeed just yet. And they do go into the ultimate form for Kasane, and it looks like Blink might end up dead. The tick out from the Spirit Vessel should be enough from Bryle, but Bryle is in danger right now. He ends up getting brought down by Mobe. Mobe looking to clean up, and this time around with the help of Samson, they have more than enough damage to actually threaten these cores. They kill off Bryle, they force Kasane back, but crucially, because of where the fight was happening here, ET, they managed to actually save their tier 1 tower. They're going to be able to get rid of the Siege Dragon and then apply pressure in the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's where wouldn't be surprised if I just see Mobe immediately walk down the lane. I think the big read right now for Bammysoy is just making sure that this Earth Spirit rotation top doesn't work out again, because you can see it. DK form's coming back up. They're already ready to read into Mu, and Mu just needs to know nobody's TP'd back mid. The Phoenix is sapping XP here. Oh, he's got to dodge this play.
Mu's playing Dota today, my friend. Dodges the rolling boulder, dodges another one. Might still end up dead. No, Blink this time around has the life drain. The swap will be there to cancel it out, so Mu should end up dead. But Sammy and the crew looking for a cleanup yet again. They managed to bring down Whitemon, but that's not going to be enough to justify this rotation, as they really want Bryle as well, but he's such an elusive hero. Husky manages to find the eye shots. Bryle is going to be able to roll out though. Mobe unable to catch up in time with the Timber Chain. And of course, Bryle is going to come across a haste rune to ensure that he finds the escape from this fight. And you just mentioned it, they needed to stop the rotation, be ready for it under DK, but although Mu had the J's on, turns out that the map read just wasn't there in time.
Yeah, and TSM, they know exactly what they're doing. They know, okay, let's put the pressure on the DK. If he can't get to that tier 1, if he can't get to those fast item timings, suddenly Bammysoy start to miss out on a lot of plays. Already, Mu doesn't feel comfortable enough going for that Blink Rush, so he's changing it up with the Midas, which, you know, I understand why. If you're not getting that 11, 12-minute Blink Dagger after treads, then typically it feels a little bit wasted, but now it means that Bammysoy is playing for a later timing. They have to give TSM some space. They have to give TSM some of these bigger items. I mean, before long, Kasane's going to have a Helm of the Overlord running at you, and that's the scary timing. When our Midas DK is still working towards that Blink Dagger, we can't make plays, we're still extremely reliant on our Tusk to start our early game team fights. They just don't have enough lockdown right now for them to play easy Dota. It's where TSM very much outclass them.
TSM continue to desire to outclass them further as they want the tier 1 top, but also want to threaten and maybe take away some of these creeps on the triangle. There is a pretty decent ancient stack. They don't kill it the easiest though, so they might not be able to take all of it. They should be able to take a substantial amount. And it doesn't seem like Bammysoy is going to be in time to defend this right now. They're actually going to go for the fight here. Samson, oh no! Sammy, he's the one caught first. Supernova directly on top of him. The Magnetize comes out from Bryle, and they will be able to kill him off. The attempted life drain is not going to succeed. All that Blink is able to accomplish is giving himself up for a double kill. Although Mobe and the crew, yet again, back for revenge, but yet again, all they find is Whitemon. This is the third time in a row this has happened, where they assassinate some key heroes on the enemy team, and all they get in return is the lowly vengeful spirit.
Yeah, it doesn't feel pretty, and it really is the worst case scenario. Caught walking back in daytime, I mean, he's just a deer in headlights. You just can't walk away from that. You really can't. There's no save, he pops his ulti, he can't hit the egg. At least Mobe did go for this item though. Doesn't greed out immediately for the Kaya Sanj into Ags build that we've seen a lot of Timbersaws go for in the past. The more Whisper-esque build. I like that he's got this Yules. Gives him a little bit more lockdown. Can actually stay on a lot of these heroes, especially the Phoenix. Just means that he can get some of those kill confirms while we're waiting for that DK blink. And DK didn't die in that situation, you know. Only the fragile guys ended up getting taken down, but we are looking at more of that 17, 18 minute timing, even though Bammysoy still doesn't want to wait. These tier 1s are alive in your Pugna DK draft, so something feels wrong. They've got objectives that they want to take, and there's no egg, there's no wolf form for a little bit. If there's ever a time, it is coming up on that moment. I think if they're not able to get those plays going, then they're giving up a lot of free net worth to TSM. Pressure that they should be able to exert.
One thing I also really like about the Yule Scepter on the Timbersaw, I was thinking about how does Mobe die? Because so far he's been proving to be quite problematic in that regard. And it's, you know, the usual way Timbersaws dies. He gets silenced and then dies like an idiot. But with Yule Scepter, that's not going to happen. He'll be A-okay. He is going to be playing around with Tomato right now. I don't know if they want to actually try to go for this. Bryle is coming through with the double damage rune. Mobe, Saz my G, but you are a very... Oh my god, you're so dead. He's going to try his best to at least make this a bit of an exerted effort from TSM, but nonetheless, they will end up finding the kill. They also managed to zone these heroes back away from the tier 1 tower. The second attempt at taking it down with the DK ultimate does not come to fruition. TSM can now also just go straight into the Roshan pit. They've got Wave of Terror, they've got a full Lycan army. Time for a date with the big man.
Yeah. And you've already evacuated this area. You know that there's at least 2 TPs that can't get back up to that tier 1 unless Bammysoy TP to that top tier 1 or we're still in the area. Maybe they could look to make a play happen, but pre-20 minute Roche top, you know, we've seen very few teams actually able to make this rotation, but it works. It's free. Give it to Tomato. He's happy. Just means that the Weaver, or the rest of this Weaver's early game, is completely secured. And Tomato is so farmed. He got so greedy with his items, and he's making it work as Blink. It's free. You get magnetized. It's not an arcane rune magnetized either, so at least he is going to have to wait out the entire 90 seconds. But at the same time, TSM are just getting so much more net worth across the map. It's feeling like yesterday.
We're gonna see another fight breaking out in the top lane. Kasane getting gone on by Mobe. What an eye shot, setting up Mobe for a massive chakram with the Whirling Death. Not gonna be able to find any kills though. Supernova does come off on the far east of the fight. Doesn't really connect onto that many heroes. In the meantime, Sammy Boy here with the Pierce the Veil, trying to have some influence on the back of the fight. It's not gonna be enough, as they end up losing Mobe, because he was just isolated. The rest of the team couldn't help him. And now they're getting chased down. Whitemon gets the magic missile out onto Blink. Blink trying to hide in the trees. He's trying to stay out of trouble. But HY lied. The trees will not protect you, my friend. Tomato, though, running away, dusted up. He was on 200 HP. But they just could not find a way to kill him. Deadshot was on cooldown. They didn't have any other heroes nearby. TSM get away with murder, and they're gonna go back in. They really want Sammy Boy here. They will be able to find him a little bit with the Spirit Vessel, but it was a trap. They were waiting on the side of Bammysoy, but even though they knew it was coming, it doesn't matter here, ET. Samson's gonna end up dying inside his own calling as TSM continue to abuse this map. And Bammysoy just cannot find the inroads that they need. Every move, every opportunity that they've tried to take immediately gets taken away by TSM.
All of these heroes on such low HP, but it doesn't happen. They don't get any of the kill confirms, and of course, versus Venge, you can't afford to just go on one target, but as soon as they're in, it feels like they're stuck. They aren't able to close the distance on the level 1 egg. It only gets more difficult as the game goes on versus Phoenix. You can't even get the Aegis. Tomato now has full Deso, full Shard, 18 minutes. Everything is just out of control. These TSM cores are just too large, and they're getting too big to fail. Kasane almost has a full AC coming out on his courier. This is just problem on top of problem. It's not good. It's not pretty. And now you have DK Blink. After having to wait for it, now you're looking for the Shard on Mu. It feels like they're going to need a miracle smoke to make something happen. They need to catch these heroes off guard. The only problem is they're getting played on. And now everybody has to come here. Absolutely everyone.
They're the ones getting caught themselves. Mobe falling very low. He is going to end up dying to the Spirit Vessel. And there's a Supernova as well from the Phoenix. Going to get a swap back onto Mu. With the magic missile to hold him in place, he gets stunned up. Brawl in the meantime gets the kickback onto the Muerta. Sammy watches Mu die in front of him, and he knows that he is next. Tomato and Brawl closing in on the Muerta. Yet again, the lives of HY exposed. The trees are not safe. TSM, they own the entire map here, ET.
Yeah, they just, again, they misread the map. They don't expect where TSM are at. It's great from Immersion. He knows your waterfall TPing in. I see 3 heroes TPing. I'm going to get my egg off early. And guess what? You have to make an impossible decision. Do I cancel and miss out on the team fight that we have to react to? Or do I TP in and get stunned by egg? And everybody on Bammysoy had to make that tough decision. And, well, they all got stunned by egg. It was an impossible team fight from the get-go. No snowball save, there's no navigation. It just keeps getting worse. It keeps dipping down. And the bigger issue, well, Kasane didn't blink. He wasn't there. He finished up an AC. He kept that top lane completely in. Meanwhile, your Earth Spirit's close to finishing up a heart. And again, you talk about targets. Who are you killing? If Bammysoy want to make a miracle smoke happen, who's the target that they can just randomly kill off first? It's also where you look at Samson, and he's not greeting out. He's getting a BKB so he can try and stay alive in these fights. It's not like he's greeting for a Silver Edge so that way he can try and pop anyone. Everybody is banking on them hopefully winning a team fight, but it's becoming less and less convincing.
When our team fight victory is actually going to happen for the squad here. Tomato and the gang will just take out this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Immersion also got the Aghanim shard from the Tormentor, so that is a pretty big deal. Having Sunray, I mean, Supernova alone has been causing so many problems. In tandem with the Ray, it's going to be awful. But the main problem they're going to have to worry about, as you mentioned, is this push from Kasane. Full AC, he's got an Aghanim shard flying in as well right now. And they still have an Aegis for quite a significant portion of time. They have enough of Aegis for a time lapse to get back if they really want to, and yeah, there's no jump from Bammysoy. Aegis will expire soon, but they don't take care.
No, they don't. Run back, use your Midases, keep farming the map. They've drawn the line. This is where they're not going to let their opponents get out, even though Mobe has snuck out of the base. He's going to be farming up in the mines as much as he can, but as soon as he gets, what, just 1,500 more net worth, suddenly you have a Lincoln Sphere on the Weaver, and then, well, you lose your easy way to kill him. The only way Tomato dies at that point is if he gets incredibly unlucky and gets stuck in the Spirit Calling. But here we go. Kickback.
Ooh, okay. Brawl was going in for Samson, but doesn't manage to find the full reach. The sad thing is, although Mu reacted amazingly to stun him up right then and there, they just don't have the damage unless they pop the full Pierce the Veil. And they might be forced into doing so right now. There it is. Brawl getting swapped back. They keep him alive. And Sammy, he went for the Pierce the Veil, but it's not going to help him, as he will be burned down right now by Immersion. Tomato, in the meantime, is just finishing off buildings. Yet again, Kasane has no care in the world for enemy heroes. He is only here for the structures. And with 2 buybacks available on these heroes, this is it, ET. If they don't buy back, there is just game over. Brawl jumping in right now. They actually do have enough damage to kill him. And this time around, Vengeful Spirit does not have the swap to get him out of trouble. And he will get punished.
It feels like the 4th time he's done that in the past minute. He just rolls forward on almost no HP. Just almost wants to bait them into going in on the ES. And they get something, but 2 core buybacks. It feels ugly. It's not the kills that they're looking for. It's no Kasane or Tomato death. those cores are still maintaining those top 2 positions in the net worth, and they're still not able to get any of these objectives. And Tomato, does he just kill BNC here? Yep.
Yeah, he does.
Well,
Got shot, so easy kill. To be fair, though, I'll give them that. The fact that them killing Brow did net the Timbersaw 1,600 gold. Sort of obscene amount of net worth for 1 kill. What can you do? Trying to build into a BKB of his own. They actually, this is atypical. This might be the first time that I've seen a team in that needs as many BKBs as they do not have a single one by this point in the game.
Yeah, it just means there's no way to commit on Egg. Everything is about blowing up a hero. And I think that's where, if Bammysoy want another chance in this game, as soon as Bryle comes up to the high ground, somebody has to jump him, but somebody else has to jump the Venge. You can't just go in on one target. It's too simple for Whiteman to save that initial jump. And of course, you don't have that many tools on Bammysoy. It's the biggest issue, I think, with their draft pick here of the Timbersaw. You just don't have enough Chaos Makers. You don't have somebody putting pressure on that Venge. And Bryle, he's insane, but if he was ever in real trouble, he gets swapped. But there's Go, the second jump.
Wow, the jump comes in on the backside of the fight. Tusk went in, hoping to maybe catch somebody off guard, but instead immediately gets hard punished. That's a buyback if needed, but would prefer not to have to use it. He really wants to have this Blink Dagger as an option. Look at Immersion though. Goes forward with the Supernova deep in the base. The bouncing magic missile prevents them from killing off the egg, so it pops in their faces, stunning absolutely everybody. And that enables TSM to just kill them at their own leisure. Buybacks have been forced, but now there's not a single one remaining on the side here of Bammysoy. What holds do they have? They don't have a Muerta, they don't have a Tusk, which means they don't have damage and they don't have a save. He's still gonna try to go on to Brow. Timbersaw very good against strength heroes, but Mu, he went ahead of the Earth Spirit to try and block the escape roll. But it turns out he just put himself in the path of danger. He ends up dead. TSM clean up the backlines, and the GGs end up getting called. Bammysoy throw in the towel. Team Solo mid still looking super good into the second day of the close qualifiers as they